Hello everybody, I'm Roshan and welcome back to my YouTube channel TechnoKidz. I welcome you all to part 2 of multiplayer platformer in Scratch tutorial series. In this video, I'm gonna show you how to add the background effects, platforms and then little sauce into the platformer. So first go to the link which I have given in the video description. Then click on see inside. Then you will come to this page. Now you will see that there are 3 new sprites: background art, platforms and crystal sauce. Open your backpack, then drag them into it. Then go to the multiplayer platformer tab, then open your backpack and then drag them back again. Then we are gonna create a little more variables for my player. So go to the variables tab over here. Then click on make a variable and then keep the caps lock on and then click and then type collected for all sprites and then OK. Now it will show an error that project could not save in case you have done everything correct. Then click on try again. If you do not get this error, it means that you have something wrong in your code. This error occurs when you create this variable. Now click on make a variable. Then turn off the caps lock and then make one called connected. And then for all sprites, then click on OK. Then hide these two by unticking the ticks. Then make one called encoded. Click on OK. Then make one called equipped. That is also for all sprites and then click on OK. Then untick these two. Then click on make a variable. Then set it to, then make it as exit. And then for all sprites, OK. Make again one called fave, which is also known as favorite, but you can just type fave. Then turn on the caps lock. Then faved, which is known as favorited, and then 3 underscores. It should appear like this. Then for all sprites and OK. Now untick these 3. Then make one called hidden collected. And that is also for all sprites. Then again one called ID and X. You should turn on the caps lock while doing this. Then for all sprites, OK. Then untick these 2. Then make one called immune, which is also known as immunity. Then for all sprites and OK. Then make one called in air. For all sprites, OK. Then one called one with capital letter L, L-E-T-T-E-R, and then letter hash for all sprites. Then one with smaller letter L, letter hash for all sprites. Then make one called level 2, and then that is also for all sprites and OK. Then make a variable called love and with this question mark, and then for all sprites, OK. Then turn on the caps lock and then loved 3 underscores for all sprites and OK. Now turn off the caps lock. Then make a variable called max players. Turn on the caps lock while typing it. that is also for all player, for all sprites, then OK. Then make one called mouse with the caps lock on, then for all sprites and OK. Then click on make a variable again and mouse with caps lock on and for all sprites, and then click on OK. Now you should get this error, a variable named mouse already exists. So you should click on OK and then go here and then untick all of these and then go to make variable and then in caps lock mouse x comma y, then for all sprites and OK. Then untick mouse x and y. Then make a new variable called myPlayer with caps lock on and then a hash at the end for all sprites and OK. Then again make one called names with caps lock off and then put the n in caps for all sprites. OK. Then untick myPlayer and names, then rename names to n and n with small letter n, then click on OK. Then make a variable called score for all sprites, then turn on caps lock and type score total for all sprites and OK. Then make a variable called scroll x and then scroll y and click on OK. Then go down and untick them. Then make a variable called shops by turning off caps lock and then for the sprite only. OK. Then make one called skins tab question mark for all sprites. OK. Then go to shops and then rename it to shop question mark and then click on OK. Then create one called sy with both small letters for all sprites, then sx for all sprites. OK. Then make one called timeout for all sprites and then caps lock on timer for all sprites. OK. Then make one called value with small letter v and click on OK. Then turn on caps lock and then type win for all sprites and then turn off caps lock and OK. Then make one called x for all sprites. OK. And then y. OK. And then y. Then turn on caps lock y underscore shake and then click on OK. Now click on save now over here. Then untick all the variables here. Now go to other players and then click on make a variable offline. Then put a question mark for this sprite only and OK. Then create one more called player hash for the sprite only. Then find them in the list and then rename offline to only offline. Then OK and untick the two of them. Now we'll go to the other player sprite and then my blocks. Make a block called decoded. Don't save it yet. Then make it to decode and then make the D small and then begin at the front and then decode of and n, then put an E over there. Don't save it yet. Then make the E small and N coded and then click on OK. Then make another block called decode chat, and then add an input called chat. Then OK. Then choose cleanup blocks. Then you will get two small things. Delete two unused local variables. Here they are, offline and player X. Then you have to click on cancel. Then pause the video. By video I mean create a block called pause the video. This is for a small animation which comes in between. Then add an input called video here, and then OK. Then make another block called setup players, and then OK. And then make another one called tick. This is for setting the cloud data connections, and then OK. Then create another block called value is equal to, then hash, and then player. Then put a cloud in between here like this, and then run without screen refresh. OK. Then make a block called value is equal to read from encoded. This is for the encoding and decoding engine for the cloud data. Click on run without screen refresh. Now go to tick here and then take a run without screen refresh. Do this for all the custom blocks. Now you have to find the blocks. It is pretty hard to do so. So choose the cleanup blocks option. See, now it's pretty easy to find anything you wish here. Then you will, this will come, this notification. Delete two unused local variables. Here they are, offline and player. Then click on cancel. Then save the project by clicking the save now option. Then define pause the video. Then right click on this and then delete block option. Now choose the cleanup blocks again. Then you will receive this notification again. Click on cancel. Then click on save now. Now go to the crystal source costume or sprite and then click on make a block. Then make one called clone at X and then dot and then Y. So here this will be like this, clone at X, and then add an input X, and then add a label, then Y dot, and then add an input Y. This is to make clones out of the make a block. It is more easier than rather using a couple of blocks. Then click on OK. Then make one called position. Don't click the OK. Then add to X and then Y. Now click on OK. Now click on cleanup blocks. Then clone at X, select it and then run without screen refresh, and then position also run without screen refresh. Now go to the platforms. Now make the same two variables here, clone at X and then dot and then X here again, then label Y dot and then Y here. Then click on OK. Make here position and then add an input X and then add an input Y. OK. Then set them to run without screen refresh. Then clean up blocks. Now go to the background art or effect sprite. Then make a block called clone at the same block which we used in the before two sprites, clone at X dot, and then add an input X and then label Y dot add an input Y. Now click on OK, then edit it and then run without screen refresh. Then position and then X and then Y. Click on OK, then edit it and run without screen refresh. We are not doing this while creating the block because there is some conflicts happening between the other player and then your current sprite which you are editing. So when we add this without screen refresh block, after editing the sprite, the conflict is getting solved automatically. This is the reason why we are editing the block after creating them. And then click on OK. Now go to your My Play of Sprite and then go to this Send Cloud Data, edit it and then run without screen refresh. Then set cloud hash, then make it also run without screen refresh. Then tick, run without screen refresh. And then write something to encode it, run without screen refresh. This will allow them to run without the refreshing of a screen. By refreshing mean by switching to another costume or by just clicking something over in the screen so that it can refresh itself. So we have reached the end of part 2 of Crystal Valley multiplayer platformer series. So if you like this video, then don't forget to hit the like button. And if you really like this video and you're waiting for the next part, then don't forget to hit the subscribe button so that you get a notification when I upload part 3 of this tutorial series. Bye everybody. See you all in my next video.